All right, that was half a can of spinach in our raw pie crust. I'm just gonna flatten that out so we have a nice layer of our spinach. You can use fresh if you'd like, but canned is cheaper. Next, I'm coming in with about 1/8 of a red onion that I diced, and we're sprinkling that right on top. You can add as much onion as you like, as much spinach as you like, or whatever veggies you like. Now I have here 4 pieces of bacon that I just chopped up. It is pre-cooked bacon, so keep that in mind when you're recreating this recipe. So we have our spinach, our onions, and our bacon in there. Next thing we're adding is our extra sharp white cheddar, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my handy dandy cheese grater. Make sure to lock it in. And then start grating. And you can add as much cheese as you like. Right, so I think that seems like enough, right, babe?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of cheese.
I love cheese. Perfect. So we used about 1/4 of our block of white cheddar. All right, now I'm gonna put that to the side, and I'm gonna bring in 5 eggs, and I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream to our eggs. We're gonna add about 1/4 a cup of heavy whipping cream into those eggs. Next, we're gonna go ahead and season our eggs. I have some sea salt here. Just do a nice little sprinkle of that. I have some black pepper, and you can season this however you like. That's what I say with all of my recipes, and it's the truth. I have some paprika. I think paprika goes great with breakfast dishes, and that's what we're making. Beautiful.
A lot of paprika.
Nah, that's the perfect amount. Now we're gonna add some onion powder. You guys know I love my onion powder. And I'm sure you can guess what's coming next. Garlic powder. And if you thought the paprika was a lot, wait till you see how much garlic powder I put in there.
Wow.
Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and whisk this up until it is well combined. Now that heavy cream is gonna make those eggs nice and fluffy, and all those seasonings are just gonna be evenly distributed into our pie as the eggs kind of just fall to the bottom of our crust. That looks absolutely perfect. All right, let's bring back our pie crust. And you guys know it, we're gonna pour our eggs on top of everything. Beautiful. See how it just coats everything just perfectly? Now this is gonna go into the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. Oh my goodness, this looks absolutely incredible. Breakfast is ready. All right, my crust was a little old, so that's why we have some cracks, but I don't want anything to go to waste, so let's dig in. Oh yeah, look at that. Talk about the perfect breakfast quiche. Yummy. That was kind of a small slice, so I'm definitely gonna go for seconds. Let's give this a try. Get a little bit of spinach, a little crust, a little everything. Enjoy.
Is it good?
Oh my goodness, wow. That's probably my favorite quiche I've ever made. You guys have to try it. All right, now that our hash browns are completely cooked, I'm bringing in my French onion dip. And I have here a cookie scoop, and we're gonna scoop our French onion dip right on top of our crispy hash browns. Now I'm gonna put this French onion dip on my first row and my third row of hash browns. This is gonna be delicious. All right, last one. Perfect. For our remaining hash browns, I'm gonna grab my Rayo's pizza sauce, and we're gonna add a nice little layer of pizza sauce on those empty hash browns. Yummy. All right, let's get this done super quick so we can get to eating. All right, so we flattened all those out on our hash browns. I'm next gonna come in with my sharp cheddar cheese, and we're gonna add sharp cheddar cheese to our French onion dip hash browns. Just like a nice little pinch of that cheese right on top of that dip. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so delicious. It's great for an after school snack. It's great for a quick little weekend lunch, and it's perfect for game day. So let's go ahead and get our cheddar cheese on here. All right, now I'm coming in with my mozzarella cheese, and you guys know it, that's gonna go on our pizza sauce. Yummy. We're gonna quickly get all of these covered in the cheeses so that we can get to the next ingredient. All right, with that cheddar cheese, we're gonna add some bacon bits. We're just gonna do a nice little sprinkle of bacon and be kind of quick and messy with it because it is gonna be melted and get all of that cheese and bacon well combined. Perfect. For our pizza sauce, of course, mini pepperonis. We're just gonna do a nice little spread of our pepperonis on here. And then this is gonna be ready. Oops, I got the little freshness packet. Ready to go back into the oven. So let's go ahead and get these on super quick. All right, now we're gonna put this in the broiler until that cheese is nice and brown. All right, look at these. I know they look a little crazy, but don't worry, we're gonna make them look even better. I have some cut up fresh chives that we're gonna sprinkle on these French onion hash browns. And then of course something extra good to go on those pizza hash browns. Oh, look at that pop of color, how it really just ties everything together. I may have added a little too much of that French onion dip. So if you guys recreate these, do about half as much as I did.
Just a smaller scoop.
Yeah. Pizza ones, we're gonna do our Parmesan cheese. What is pizza without Parmesan cheese? And just like a nice little sprinkle on each one. Obviously, the garnishes are optional, but I personally think it really completes our little snack. Beautiful. All right, it is time to dig in. I want one of each flavor. All right, that looks so good. You guys have to let me know in the comments, which one would you try? I'm gonna go for, I think the French onion one first. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Be careful, it's hot. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's crunchy, tangy, cheesy. Oh, you guys have to try this. All right, those were just our English muffins that we cut in half. I'm instantly gonna come in with my sausage gravy, and we're gonna add a nice scoop of our sausage gravy onto each half of our English muffins. You can add as much or as little as you want. This is gonna add a lot of moisture to this super easy breakfast, so I recommend adding a good amount of this gravy. Obviously, you can make your own gravy, but I wanted this to be a super easy and super quick breakfast, perfect for back to school. Your kids just want something, you know, filling and delicious, and this will be it. So let's go ahead and get some gravy on each of our halves. All right, now I'm gonna come in with my cooked sausage patties, and we're gonna place one of these on each of our English muffins. And we're gonna kind of use the patty to get that gravy nice and spread onto our English muffin. Oh my, this is a new take on some biscuits and gravy. Perfect for breakfast. And I know I said this is great for back to school breakfast, but this is honestly great year round. It is so easy. You can just make it for a brunch if you have family coming over, or you can just make one single serving of it and you'll have a delicious breakfast whenever you want because it's so easy. All right, now I have 6 eggs that we cooked and scrambled, and we're gonna add about half an egg's worth of scrambled eggs onto each of our little English muffins. Obviously, we will get this a little bit more cleaned up, but I did undercook my scrambled eggs a little bit because these are gonna go in the oven and get a little bit more warmed up and cooked a little bit longer. So you wanna make sure that you don't overcook your scrambled eggs beforehand, but we're gonna make sure that each of these little English muffins gets some eggs. And we're gonna season this super quick with some Kinder's The Blend, which is salt, pepper, and garlic, but you can season these however you like. I didn't add any seasoning to the eggs, so right now is a great time to add them if you didn't add it to your eggs as well. But that looks about right. Not too much, just a nice little sprinkle. And last but certainly not least, the only thing this is missing is some cheese, and I do have some mozzarella cheese that we're gonna put on half of our little English muffins, and this will help encase all of that deliciousness. So we're just gonna do mozzarella on 6 of these so that we can get kind of a variety of cheeses with our breakfast. And then we have some classic American cheese slices that we're gonna put on our other half of our English muffins, but you can use whatever cheese you like. That is the beauty of this breakfast. Everything I make is customizable to your liking. So let's finish up our cheeses. All right, last one, and our breakfast is ready. My oven is set to 350, and this is gonna be in there for 20 to 25 minutes. Oh my, these smell so good. Oh, cannot wait to dig in, but I'm just gonna quickly top these with a little bit of green onion. This is obviously optional. Hopefully it'll just stick to the cheese. You could also do some chives, or you could just dig in as is. It's not necessary. I just think green onion add a nice little flavor and little zest to these easy little breakfast bites. They're almost like a breakfast pizza, but better because it's sausage and gravy. Ready to dig into, oh, I cannot wait. I think I'm gonna go for this one right here. Look at that. So yummy. We have the English muffin, the sausage gravy, the sausage, the eggs, and the mozzarella cheese. Let's dig in. That is perfection. You guys have to try it.